It's December, a really exciting month. It's the month of Christmas and New Year, so you know what that means. Today's the first, meaning that we have three poops and two showers left until Father Christmas gets us some socks for being good boys this year. So I'm really excited for that. What's the plan? Good news, bad news. Things are going well, things are going bad in some ways, etc., etc. This, I suppose, can be a small update as to what is the plan going forward. Some of you may have already potentially seen this on my Twitter. I am giving myself a challenge to try and attempt to do a daily upload for the entire month of December, which is, I will say right now, very likely to actually happen. But at an absolute minimum, I'm going to do my best to do at least, if not like a long form video every day, then a short form video. So I suppose subscribe to the shorts feed, or I don't know how it works. You'll probably see stuff there as well. So what I'm trying to do is essentially bring together this kind of catalog of the best type of content that I'm capable of. Of course, you've mostly been accustomed to, just because it's kind of easier to weave in between like bigger projects, is the duel rooms, the highlights, the funny gameplay, that sort of stuff, which is it's kind of the content that I want to maybe try and potentially move away from, which is why I'm doing this in the first place. I want to put out all sorts of different things, including, you know, that kind of stream highlight, gameplay related stuff, but also weaving in some bigger videos and some more in-depth, I suppose, deeper types of content that I've been working on over the last couple of weeks that I'm hoping that you'll really enjoy. And what I'm trying to really do is measure up this Venn diagram of like, okay, obviously, you need to see what works and does well. How much of that did I enjoy making? And then all of it's like cost efficiency coming together. And it's like, well, where does like enjoyment versus profitability somewhat occur? And where can we draw that line? Ideally, I want to put myself into a position where I can produce content that I really enjoy, that gets a lot of views, that is high quality. Sounds easy, right? So that's why I want to do an experiment of sort this month and try and bring everything together. Table 500s, regular collabs, video essays, discussions, current events, and documentaries. So that's sort of like the entire encapsulating, you know, umbrella of what I'm trying to do this month. And I guess in a more positive note as well, for those of you who do follow me on live streaming for Twitch, it's over on Farfa. I do want to try and do something good this year. I usually do like a Christmas stream, but I don't think I've done anything charity related in a long time. So what I'm going to be doing is, for the entirety of this month, all of the advertising revenue from watching ads on Twitch specifically, I'm going to donate all of that money to some form of a Palestinian medical charity. So if you want to help in any way, it doesn't cost you anything, I suppose. You just put me on in the background when you're studying or working away from home or something like that. It would be really cool to try and get as much there as possible. So obviously I want to just try my hardest to give back, even though things may be a little bit tough for myself personally. It's never going to be as tough for them, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. So that's kind of like the good stuff, I guess. And again, to sort of circle back to why I'm doing this, again, it's to present this whole like catalog of awesome content that I'm hoping most of you will like, and I want to get like feedback as it comes going into January, like what works and what doesn't work and what to try focus on into the new year. I want to be ideally someone that you see a video of and it's like, oh, I can't wait to watch that, right? Like, for example, whenever like Internet Historian, as an example, uploads a video, like pretty much everyone on the internet is like, okay, it's like a world event, right? Obviously, I will never be close to being anywhere near as good of a content creator as that, obviously. But at least in this small little niche Yugioh bubble, it would be awesome to be in a position where once a week I can put out something like really good, or some sort of discussion or essay about something that is somewhat important related to our game, that people will be like, oh, I can't wait to see what's going on with Farfa's like discussion there, because I don't really actually like to give like a ton of takes and stuff. I do like to kind of focus a bit more on balanced discussion, and some of the content I've produced over the last year I think has really been good in that way whenever I have sat down to do that. The Mulch Army video I think is some of my best work that I've produced. If you haven't seen it, would recommend. It's evergreen, it's timeless, it's something that is worth a discussion in the long term, at least depending on how long I guess Yu-Gi-Oh works and how long those cards stay relevant. So that's kind of my point. I want to refocus that, because sometimes a little too much of my content is just like entertainment and fun based, which is obviously good, but at the expense of myself like misplaying or something. I think over the last like year or two, people have gotten very comfortable with being mean on the internet. Now, this might obviously just be my personal insecurities and confidence issues that I've just grown up with. Not to like, trauma dump too much, but, always had like very, very, very poor confidence issues growing up. Massive events in my life, like hitting 100K, 200K subs, birthdays are sometimes really miserable times for me due to like imposter syndrome and stuff. And I think it's further exacerbated by fatherhood. Becoming a parent over the last 2 years has been very taxing and challenging because you are now fully responsible for another human being. And those voices just eat at you away constantly, telling you that you're not good enough, you don't deserve this. And when you read comments online, again, probably just need to develop thicker skin in this type of industry, obviously. But it does feel like, which you've probably noticed yourself in general over the course of social media, things have become so politicized, things have become so radicalized across the entire spectrum of left and right. Obviously, not going to go into the details of that, but it just feels like as a resultant after effect and cause, it's created this environment where people are just really comfortable and confident with being just genuinely mean. So what does that mean? What does this have to do with anything? I'm not going to say I'm quitting collaborations, but I very seriously consider not doing collabs in general anymore. I think that being on my own channel where I can control the narrative and not as a totalitarian, authoritarian 1984 silencing of free speech government type style dictator, I'm very happy and open to constructive feedback and criticisms that are fair and are reasonable. Sometimes I will check out a saga video where a misplay happens out of a 2-hour-long video, and the comment section is just some levels of vitriol and hate that I don't think I've seen in years. Most recent video, I think, with Coder, I believe, doing judge calls. A lot of it was valid because I actually just didn't understand one of the aspects of tournament policy. And I think it's really weird how a fun, enjoyable video had a 2-minute discussion back and forth on tournament policy where my friend, not some stranger, explains it to me. I give my perspective, and then I accept the explanation, and then we move on and have fun. And then that little 2-minute segment somehow created this entire like torrent and wave of genuine just real hate that I don't think it really affected me genuinely. It was really bad. And again, there's a difference between someone saying, oh, you're not correct. And there's a difference between that and really unnecessary personal insults. So that's taken a toll on me. Not that specific example, but over the last few years, I've noticed this pattern where people are very comfortable with being really mean. And I think that the type of content where the focus and drive is entertainment, sometimes people want entertainment even at the cost of you. And I don't want to be people's parasocial emotional punch bag. So my idea is that at least by stepping away from other channels and focusing on myself and doing what I like and what I enjoy more, that I don't have to deal with that, because number one, you'll just get banned, and number two, it's just so much more healthier for me. I don't know what to say and how to word it in a more concise and just a concise way. It sucks and it's upsetting and it's hard to deal with on some days, especially with how difficult the last years have been on a personal level. Due to genuine insecurities and confidence issues as an individual in person. So by evaluating all the content I'm going to produce this year and all of the different types of videos that I'm going to make, I want to see like what does well and try and shift that focus back to the things that I am good at and are the best representations of what I think I have to offer, what my skill sets naturally partake to, or I've been rambling too much now, my words aren't making sense. Just try and focus a little bit more on my positives and the things that I'm really good at, which I think is some of the examples that I gave previously, right? Like being able to fully dissect a topic, go through in an essay style way of discussing things, pros, negatives on a certain subject, all that kind of stuff. And I really do feel like it's something that I can offer to the community in a really nice and well packaged type of video. And I like to think I'm good at stuff like that. So I wanna focus more on that. And that'll be ideally more on my own terms rather than having to see how it goes on other people's channels and just getting a level of hate that I'm just not happy with seeing all the time anymore. So that's kind of like where my thoughts are currently. So yeah, that's the update. December is going to be an exciting month. There's so much to offer. I'm really excited for some of the videos that are coming up. I'm really excited to show you what I'm capable of. And hopefully, with the small sort of dry break that we had in November, you probably noticed I was maybe only uploading like once a week. I can get back into gear for the new year, come off fresh, and it's just going to be banger after banger, ideally, going into 26 is what I'm looking forward to the most. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you got something from this and understand where I'm at, what's going on, and yeah, I'll see you around.